So this is a little bit different from the things I usually do on this channel, or at least the things I have planned since I don't have that much content, but I just have a question. Is there any remake or reboot of something that can be done well? For goodness sakes. I mean, alright, let me just cut to the chase here. So I saw the ending to the Saints Row reboot, which is supposed to come out tomorrow, but some people have already put some gameplay up and the ending up, and just good God. I mean, is the point of a reboot not to bring something back to its roots? It's not that you can't do anything differently. It's not that you can't do anything that's kind of new. I mean, that's another thing. Just looking at some of the gameplay of the finale of the game, it looks so boring. Some animations look reused from like Saints Row 3 and 4. The characters just are so negligible. I know it's rude to say, it's probably not nice, but goodness gracious, can they come up with anything good at this point? I mean, you can overdo it by bringing back old characters, but these new ones just seem so I'd rather have the old ones come back and just, take the piss out of all of the dumb things they're doing in this one. I mean, from the CGI trailer that first came out, that caused all the ruckus, caused all the controversy. People had opinions about it. I had opinions about it, but I didn't, publicly say anything. But it looked, you know what I mean? It was But, there were people who said, well, let's give it a chance. Let's wait it out. Let's see what happens. And, okay, fair enough. But now we're starting to see more and more, and it just looks like, if I'm being nice, it looks like at best. Trash at worst. It just seems like it's just so lifeless. It feels like so many other reboots of things where perhaps the people from the beginning of the series aren't on board anymore, and the property is just being kicked around by some people who jumped on now or got hired and they just work at this place. And okay, I know what that is. I've heard of Saints Row. I'll work on that. I think I know what I'm doing. And they don't. And you get this as a result. It just, the ending, not to be too spoilerific if you do want to give it a shot, don't listen to me. I'm just some random dude who has opinions about things. It's not looking too good to me, but if you want to give it a shot, I'm not going to, hound you for that or anything like that. But it just seems so dull. It doesn't feel like Saints. It doesn't feel like Saints Row 1 or 2. It doesn't feel like, this criminal street gang thing that's going on that sometimes has some wacky stuff to it. Yeah, it gets exaggerated. Yeah, but still, like, go back to Saints Row 2. And while there's a ton of goofy things in that game, it still took itself seriously. In like every storyline, it took itself seriously. Probably the one that takes itself the least serious is like maybe the Samdi, the Green Gang from that one, but it's still fairly serious. Like everything about the game is pretty cutthroat, pretty serious, and the first game is probably the most serious of them all. And people have opinions about 3 and 4. I don't hate 3, like some people really don't like 3. I don't think it's bad, but you could start to see the way things were turning at that point. You could see, okay, we're getting into some silliness more so than before. Silliness is not just some of the diversion things that you can do. Now it's a part of the story. Okay, all right. But I still kind of like Saints Row 3. 4, it went completely off the rails. It can be fun. It does have some nostalgic elements to it. It can be nice, but still, it doesn't feel like OG Saints. And this seems somehow even less like OG Saints. Just looking at it, that's crazy. The one with aliens still feels more like Saints Row than this new one that's at least not got aliens, but it's also not got any of the characters that we know and love as far as I can tell. I've only seen stuff from the beginning and the ending, but I didn't see Gat or Shondi or Pierce or anybody like that. And again, you want to reboot something, take it in a different direction. I can respect it, but can you do something that's equivalent to what you did before if you're not going to bring that stuff back? If you're not going to bring back the old ones, can you give us something, either give us something better or give us something as good as that? Might be hard to do, so it'd probably just be better to just bring the old ones back. Actually bring it back to its roots. I thought that's the point of a reboot, is let's bring it back to what made it great in the first place, since we probably took it way out in the left field, like what happened with Saints Row 4 and Agents of Mayhem and all that other stuff. Just, So I'm sorry to keep you. I'm just rambling at this point. The ending of this game doesn't look too great. The game itself doesn't really look all that good. I'm probably preaching to the choir, but you know, to each his own. If you are interested in the game, pick it up. If you don't like what you're seeing so far, like myself, don't pick it up. And you know, voice your opinions online. I guess say you like it and oh, it's actually pretty good, or say you hate it and wow, this is the end of the series, basically. But that's enough from me. I'm Nostalgia Way, and I'll see you in another video.